Good afternoon. This is Rick Ackerman, editor and publisher of Rick's Picks. I want to take a look at gold today. Like many of you out there in the investment and trading world, I am eager to get on board. You can see here a middle term chart of gold goes back into 2017. But since spring of this year, we've had quite a strong rally. And as you can see, even though gold has been relatively weak since hitting a peak at exactly 1556 back in early September, it looks very much like a corrective pattern. And even if gold were to dip somewhat lower, down toward 1400, it wouldn't really diminish the bullishness of this very strong impulse leg from the spring low. So typically, just because we're bullish, we don't want to jump in any old which way. And let me show you a smaller chart here. This is the chart I would use to trade gold and to establish tentatively a position, one that I could build on over time. But you got to get in somewhere. And of course, it's always best when we get in at a good price because it gives us the psychological comfort cushion to adjust the position on the fly. So looking at this smaller picture, if gold is in fact in a correction of a powerful bull market that will continue, then this downtrending pattern that I've drawn with the target at 1447.50 will go unfulfilled. In other words, good strong bull markets produce corrective patterns such as this one that don't quite get to their D targets, in this case 1447.50. So the two places I would look to buy speculatively, and I passed up the first, one is at the red line, what I call the midpoint pivot. Those of you who have followed these presentations know exactly what that is, but to explain briefly, it's the midpoint of this CD line from up here, 1525 down to 1447. So we've had a little bit of erosion there. The midpoint support has been breached. It's still possible that this is where gold will make an important turn, but I think the odds are better of that turn coming from the pink line, 1467.10. And I would buy there with a tight stop loss somewhere around 1463 or so. But if it gets down to 1447, I would buy even more aggressively there. And with the stop loss as tight as 60 cents, I'd put the stop loss just below the whole number, 1446.0. So this is what gold's immediate prospects look like to me now. And let me show you a corresponding target in GLD. It is a vehicle that you can trade if you want to get immersed in gold, but without doing futures contracts. Here, the same thing applies. And I'll mention that this chart suggests a little bit more strongly that gold would actually be a short if it hits that green line, which is up at, let me give you the exact number, about 141.54. So it's technically what I call a mechanical short. That is one type of entry that we use with the hidden pivot method. But barring that, and assuming you're not just trading it every which way, every move, the more advantageous spot to get in if you're bullish is 138.11 with the stop loss as tight as 137.99. If it gets down to 136.39, I think that would be an even more opportune place to buy gold, or since you're trading equities here, you could do options on GLD. But typically when I advise buying options, it's with the goal of being in the black, being profitable within no more than 60 to 90 minutes. Obviously, that's only possible if we're getting call options down there exactly as gold is making its turn. And that's about it. I do these commentaries usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think I had one extra presentation this week, yesterday, on Bitcoin. But if you're more interested in the hidden pivot method that I use, I would suggest going to my my homepage. Let me call it up here. It's rickackerman.com. If I could get this, okay. All right, let me see if I can bring up, this is the home page, and you can sign up for a number of services. And I'm just realizing I've completely redone the page, but the one sign up you can get on this page is the next what I call a request session. So if you click here, you receive an invitation to this request session, and that is about it for now. If you take the free 2-week trial subscription to Rick's Picks, be sure to stop by the chat room and say hello. So that's it for now. You all have a very pleasant good day.